Happiness is a choice. And I didn't always understand that concept. I thought it was something you were born with, like you were born happy or you were born sad, right? No. Happiness is a choice. You get to decide every day. Do you want to live today and be happy, or do you want to live today and be sad? Do you want to work towards your goals and live in the present, or do you want to sit in the past and let it destroy you? You get to choose. And I didn't always choose happy. I used to always choose sad. I used to choose miserable. I used to choose anxiety. I didn't realize I had control over these feelings. I get to decide. And it was the decisions that I was making every day that was causing me to feel sad, anxious. I didn't want to live like that anymore. Now, some of you guys might be like, how do you choose that? You choose it based off of the things that you do every day. Every day that you don't work towards your goals, you're choosing a life of sadness. Because I was sad when I was working a 9-to-5 that I hated. I felt trapped. I was sad when I was 340 pounds at my heaviest. I didn't like that size. I didn't like it there. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't like anything about it. But I chose that every day through my habits, through my routines, going to Chick-fil-A. You know, I never had vegetables. When I was that big, the only vegetables I ever had was the lettuce that they would put on the damn burger. I never had vegetables or fruit. Breakfast was fast food. Lunch was fast food. Dinner, fast food. I was fast food every day, 3 times a day. I didn't like it, but I was doing it. I was choosing that. I told you guys, I used to be so depressed at that job. I was choosing to stay there. I didn't have to stay. I could have left. I could have downsized my life. I didn't want to. I didn't want to have to downsize my apartment, have to downsize my car. So I chose to stay in that environment. Some of you guys choose to be around toxic people, whether it's family, friends, relationships. Those people, those environments are bringing you down, but you choose that every day. You don't have to be around people who don't make you feel good about yourself. You don't have to be around people who make you sad, who make you question whether or not you're good enough. You don't have to be around that. That's what you choose. And since that's what you choose, you're choosing a life of sadness. So how long do you want to keep doing that? I got to a point in my life and on my journey where I didn't want to live like that anymore. I didn't want to be crying and anxious anymore. I would see other people happy, cheerful. I wanted that. I would see other people smiling every day without needing a reason. I wanted that. I would see people talk about how happy they are running their business. I wanted that. I would see people on social talking about how good they felt in their body after losing weight, the confidence they built, how they always had energy. I wanted that. And because that's what I wanted, that's what I went out to go get. And now every day I choose happiness. And it's not an easy choice. No. You are constantly fighting between who you used to be, maybe who you were yesterday, versus who you are today. And if you're not careful, you will slip right back into your old ways. I think I'll always be a fat girl at heart, okay? I love food. And even though I've been vegan for 3 years, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's not times where I crave a burger. Sure. I used to love burgers. That was my go-to. But I choose the vegan route. So I'll go get me a vegan burger. But because I've come so far and I love the way I feel today, that's what keeps pushing me to choose happiness. I used to have toxic friends too. I used to be in toxic relationships too. where people used to make me question whether or not I was good enough. That would make me sad. That would make me feel insecure. Now, I spend time by myself until the universe blesses me with people who know how to pour into me the way I know how to pour into them. I just choose to be by myself. Because when I'm by myself, at least I'm happy. When I'm by myself, at least I have peace. When I'm by myself, at least I don't have to second guess what somebody meant by something that they said that made me look at them sideways, right? I choose happiness, and I love it here. And if you're struggling to get here, it's going to require you to audit your life. What are you doing? When you start to feel sad, anxious, what causes it? When does the sadness come? What part of your day do you feel the most depressed? When do you notice the anxiety? You need to write that down. Start thinking about it. And then once you pinpoint what's causing that, we got to change it. Again, you can choose every day to live a life of happiness, or you can choose every day to live a life of sadness. But I never want you to forget, you have a choice. It's not easy, but you do have a choice. For those of you guys who want to transform your life, join my Glow Up Academy. This is the space where we change who we are. A lot of times people are just looking for the results, but they're not willing to do the inner work. They're not willing to fix who they are on the inside so they can finally get the results that they've always wanted. And that's what we tackle in Glow Up Academy. The link is in my bio. Bye, guys.